What is up, guys? It's the average hockey fan here once again, and I'm here to discuss tonight's game against against the Montreal Canadiens and the New Jersey Devils. Thank God it's not Toronto Maple Leafs and Montreal Canadiens after last game. We all seen what happened last game. Both these teams are coming in off of last. New Jersey could have a player or two out of the lineup with the trade deadline looming tomorrow if they don't do anything tonight. I believe the only guy on the trade bait board is some Johansson guy. New Jersey is not a team I follow regularly. I know they're an East team, they're in the Metro, yes, but if I see them on TV, they're not a team I'm going to flick to. I will watch them on SportsCenter. If I see something like about an injury or a big player getting traded to them, I'll follow that. But they're not a team I watch a lot of their games and know a whole lot about, besides the fact they've beaten our team twice this year, and both games were games, I think the first one they did pretty well in, but the last game against Montreal was right after the All-Star break. Montreal got out to an early lead. They maintained the lead the whole game, and with a couple minutes left in the game, New Jersey got an opportunistic goal, ended up getting it into overtime and winning the game. It was gross loss. Habs should have won that game. It's a point they shouldn't have given up, and it's a point New Jersey didn't really need because they're only playing spoiler. They're not getting into playoffs. There's no way they're making the playoffs, barring a miracle run and everybody else collapsing around them, which isn't going to happen, guys. Montreal this year, 33 games played, 33 wins, 23 losses, 7 overtime losses, 73 points. Good for fourth in the Atlantic still, and still good for that first wildcard spot. But this is a game they need to win. They can't start Miami in this game. They're only 1 point up on that wildcard spot. They're only 1 point up on the people outside the wildcard spot. I should say Carolina's just outside, if not mistaken. I believe Pittsburgh's back into the second wildcard spot, and Carolina is just 1 point behind Montreal and Pittsburgh. So this is a game they can't afford to lose. Thankfully, neither one of those teams are playing again tonight. But if Montreal loses this game and they win their next game, Montreal could be out of the playoffs. I don't want to see that happen. This is a big game. This is a very winnable game. Their last game, they lost 6-3 to Toronto. It was a closer game than the score would entail. It was a really close game up until the end of the third period. Nylander got a lucky, fluky goal, bounced off the boards. And then they got a nice goal from Hyman after Marner rebound, which ended up being the game winner. And the two empty netters extended the score, which makes it look a lot worse than what it was. But it was a tie game up until 1:50 left. Power play percentage, 12.95%. So they still didn't even go up to 13%, even though they got a power play goal last game. They're still under. It's still in the 12s. Their penalty kill was abysmal last game. Toronto scored on both their power plays. They only had 2 and they scored on both of them. 79.08 is their power play. Their goals for is 187, good for 13th in the league. Their goals against is exactly the same, 187, good for 13th in the league. Carey Price, I would expect him to start tonight. I would expect him to have a bounce-back game. I know he didn't want to lose that last game. He was really solid up until the last 10 minutes of the game, and I'm sure him sitting on the bench watching him get easy empty netters like they did probably bothered him because he knows he should have been in net for that. Oh, he was probably feeling in his head he should have been in overtime. He definitely doesn't like losing to rivals. We see what happens when he loses to teams like Boston. If you play him immediately after it, I feel bad for you because Price always seems to bounce back from games like this. Maybe not so much last year. We all seen what happened last year. But this year is the Carey Price of old returned, and I'm expecting a big game for him tonight. Please, Claude Julien, do not put Anthony Niemi in net. We've seen what happened against Florida. It was the exact same situation. Montreal was just 1 point up on the team, just outside the wild card. They're on the bubble. You can't afford to play a goalie that could blow the game for you before the first period even gets going. 5 minutes in, he had 3 goals against Florida, so you just can't do it. Anthony Niemi, or Carey Price, is 48 games played, 25, 17, and 5, 2.56 goals against, .91 save percentage, 3 shutouts. Niemi, 16 games played, 8, 5, and 2. He was pulled for one of them. 3.75 goals against, .889, 0 shutouts. The one he was pulled for was the Florida one. Dale Weiss has been recalled from Laval. He's practicing with the team right now. Don't know if he's going to be in the lineup tonight. I would assume he is, and I would assume he'd be on the 4th line. Jonathan Drouin had the flu last game. I would assume he's going to play through it. As far as I know, he was at practice. I haven't heard anything about Drouin being on the lineup tonight. He was out from the flu last time, so let's hope he's in. I know he's been taking a lot of heat from Habs fans, but he does make the team better, especially when he's going, and he could help on the power play tonight. It's funny how the first power play in forever without Drouin scored a goal like right away, though. Petrie, baby. It was beautiful. As for the leaders, Domi's still the leader. Domi's still killing it. I think he's on a 4-game point streak now, if I'm not mistaken. 62 games played, 20 goals, 34 assists, 54 points, career high in goals, going to have a career high in points, or career high in goals, career high in points. Killing it this year. I had a Leafs fan comment on one of my videos last week saying, how does it feel to know you lost to Toronto the other night like that, 6-3? And by the way, Domi hates playing in Montreal. He's having career highs. He's took on being the face of the franchise. Anybody who hasn't lived under a rock and watched anything about Montreal this year, from the day Max Domi signed in Montreal, he's been all about the media. He's been in front of the cameras. He's been doing things for children's hospitals. He's been promoting diabetes, youth diabetes. He loves being the face of Montreal, and he loves being in Montreal. So anybody who say that is just bias, hate, and you live under a rock and you don't know what you're talking about. Tatar, 61 games played, 21 goals, 25 assists, 46 points, plus 13, 13.2% shooting. Jonathan Drouin didn't play last game, didn't get a chance to increase or decrease his totals like he's been doing the past few games. Monis didn't go down, thankfully. He didn't play at all. He dressed, but he didn't play because he had the flu. 61 games played, 17 goals, 29 assists, 46 points, -2, 10.8 shooting percentage, which sucks because only 2 weeks ago he was a +3 and his shooting percentage was up by 1%. I would assume start price. My keys to victory on start price. Get Drouin playing, and if he does play, get him producing early, because if he can get a goal too early and he can feel it and get his confidence going, that guy completely can change a game, can change the outlook of a game. We've seen what he did against Winnipeg. Sure, he's not the superstar. A lot of people thought he was going to be in Montreal, but he is an effective player, especially when he's on his game, and he can do a lot for this team. I'd just like to see a good Jonathan Drouin show up again so I can say something good about him for once, because he's a player I do like myself, but a lot of Habs fans don't like him, and I can totally understand why. As for New Jersey, they're not having the season they wanted. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're a selling team from what I heard. They're not selling a lot, but they are selling. Their star player has been injured since December. 24-38 for New Jersey, 56 points, 8th in the Metro, so not good for New Jersey. Lost their last game in New York, 2-5. Mark Bergevin was at that game scouting the game. Don't know who he was scouting myself. Clearly not Zuccarello because he's gone. Maybe he was, but Zuccarello's gone. But he was at that game scouting. Power play, 18.8%. Penalty kill, 83.84%. And if you guys know who he was scouting or have an idea of who Mark Bergevin was looking at in New York, New Jersey, feel free to leave a comment, because I've been so curious on that. I've been wondering since I heard about it why he was at that game. It's just random for him to be at that game. Those weren't teams I was hearing a lot about. So if you guys have an idea, feel free to comment and let me know. Goals for, 182, 19th. Goals against, 213, 29th. Kincaid is their starting goalie at the moment. 41 games played, 3 shutouts, 15 wins, 18 losses, 6 overtime losses, 3.36 goals against, and .891 save percentage. Neither one of these guys have a non-hurt save percentage, so the goaltending numbers for New Jersey definitely favor Montreal, because they can score and they can take advantage of teams like this. It's kind of similar to Florida. Florida and New Jersey are very similar teams across the board, except New Jersey doesn't have Barkov. They do have Hollow, but he's injured. Schneider, 16 games played, 1 shutout, 3-8-2, 3 wins, 8 losses, 2 overtime losses. Corey Schneider has really regressed. I don't know if this is going to be his last couple of years in the NHL. He's a goalie I liked throughout his career. He was good in Vancouver, but I feel bad for the guy. He clearly has regressed. Let's hope he plays against Montreal tonight. 3.43 goals against, .892 save percentage. Their leaders, Kyle Palmieri, having one hell of a year. Would love to see him in Montreal. God, would he ever help the power play. 62 games played, 26 goals, 22 assists, 48 points, -3, 13.3% shooting. Nico Hischier following up a very, very good rookie campaign with a pretty solid sophomore year with 17 goals in 58 games played, 26 assists, 43 points, a +6, a 12.6 shooting percentage. So good numbers for Hischier. Their third leading scorer, even though he hasn't played since December 25th, is Taylor Hall. He's injured at the moment, 33 games played. As far as I know, he's injured. If he's not commented, feel free to let me know. But as far as I know, Hall isn't back. I haven't heard nothing on that. 33 games played, 11 goals, 26 assists, 37 points, -6, 9.7 shooting percentage. It's good they don't have the reigning league MVP playing against Montreal tonight. Anything like that to give the Habs an advantage, it's good for the Habs. The keys to victory for New Jersey: get opportunistic goals like you did last game. Don't let Montreal get a lead and stretch it. Get traffic in front of Price, but I don't think they have the tools to get the traffic in front of Price. Weber's too good at clearing in front of the net. Use their speed in the neutral zone to affect Montreal, get turnovers and get breakaways. And get on the board early, play with some confidence early. Don't let Montreal take the lead. I hope none of that happens. I hope Montreal gets on the board early, gets huge lead, and I'm going to give you my game prediction on this game. I'm predicting the Habs are going to win this game 4-1. They're going to control the whole game, and New Jersey might get a goal late. Might be tied up early, but I feel Montreal down the stretch is just a better team and will just overwhelm this team with better goaltending, better defense, and better offensive weapons, and 3 lines scoring deep. I feel this is going to be a good win for the Habs. I'm praying it is. They need this win, and I'm hoping Carolina and Pittsburgh lose their next game. Buffalo loses their next game because Buffalo's slowly catching up too. So I hope the Habs win this game. My prediction is 4-1, and I feel they could run all over New Jersey. It could even be worse, and I really, really strongly am confident that Price is going to have a good game. If Price starts tonight, he's going to have a good game. He lost to a big rival against Montreal, so clearly he wants to bounce back, and I feel the way he's been playing this year, he has. He's chasing a Vezina. He could be in the Vezina running. Couple more wins, boost that save percentage up in the 920s, and you're right there for a Vezina running. 30 wins and over 920 save percentage, you're at least in the conversation. And Carey Price would be nominated the way he turned the team around, the way he's played. Especially since Shea Weber's been back. Look at how better numbers the whole team has been, and especially Price since Shea Weber's return. It shows how good that guy is for this team. Anyways, guys, don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. I'll have a great recap for you tonight. And if any trade news breaks, I'll be the first to let you know. I'll be keeping my eyes on that. I got my trade tracker app ready to go. Anything with Montreal, I will break it immediately. Can't wait to talk. I got the day off. I can't wait to see the game. Go Habs, go. Let's hope for a big win. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. And feel free to leave a comment. Have a great night, folks. Enjoy the game, because I know I will.